Hi, my name is Hayden Weinrich, and this is my informative speech on hammerhead sharks. I hope you enjoy. Imagine a creature with eyes on the sides of a hammer, scanning the ocean in nearly every direction. This isn't science fiction, it's the incredible hammerhead shark. Today I'm going to be sharing some fascinating insights into the unique biology of my favorite sea animal, the hammerhead shark. We're going to explore some surprising facts about their lives, and more importantly, discuss how we can all contribute to the conservation and the health of our oceans. As someone who is so fascinated with marine life that I'm currently in school to become a marine biologist, and I want to study the great hammerhead shark and these beautiful creatures in their natural habitat and the challenges they face in day-to-day life. So we'll first talk about the natural habitat and the challenges they face in day life, and the aspects of the hammerhead shark. Then we'll move on to some fun facts about these creatures, and then what we can do to help them and their unique environments. So let's begin by understanding what makes a hammerhead shark so distinctive. So the distinctive head shape of a hammerhead shark is called a cephalofold, which is a broad and flat end resembling a hammer, hence the name. This unique morphology offers several advantages. One is enhanced vision, so the eyes are positioned at the ends of the cephalofold, providing almost a 360-degree field of vision. This allows them to detect predators and prey more efficiently. They also have improved sensory perception. The cephalofold is packed with electroreceptors called ampullae and of Lorenzini. These organs are highly sensitive to electrical fields generated by all other living organisms, helping them locate hidden prey buried in the sand and or murky waters. So their main source of food is rays, and they like to bury under them, and that's how they can find them. So now that we know what makes a hammerhead shark so unique with its distinctive head shape and incredible senses, let's dive into some really cool and kind of surprising facts about my favorite sea creature. So hammerhead sharks don't communicate underwater in the way that humans do with vocalizations. They primarily rely on body language and chemical cues. So for body language, they can signal intentions through movements such as head shaking, arching their backs, and tail slapping. So for example, a head shaking often displays aggression or a sign of dominance. So if you see a hammerhead shaking their head at you in the water, back up a little bit. Chemical cues are also a big thing for them. So sharks have a keen sense of smell and can detect pheromones released by other sharks, which play a huge role in mating and other social interactions. So understanding how hammerhead sharks interact with each other and their environment through these subtle signals give us a very valuable insight into their needs. This knowledge is crucial as we look into how we can better protect these amazing creatures and the ocean habitats they depend on. So we should all take a pledge to become a shark advocate. I know that sounds a little scary at first, but I promise we can do stuff in our day-to-day lives that we don't have to pay extra money for, because I know that could be a big issue with donations, even though donations are always helpful for those organizations, but not everyone can donate. So I know my speech is about hammerheads, but surprise, there are more sharks out there. You could learn a lot more about hammerhead sharks by visiting conservation websites, and I have provided those at the end of my speech. So we can share what we learned. You could read those, a couple of them, right? Just read. They're actually really interesting. I personally love learning about hammerhead sharks because they are my favorite animal. A fun little fact about them actually is that female hammerhead sharks during full moons gather in hundreds of thousands, which is pretty weird for them because hammerhead sharks are lone creatures, and they don't really like to mate up in groups and whatnot unless it is during mating season. Then they will come together in pairs, but they do actually like being alone for a while, which is, kind of nice. Another cool fact about them is hammerhead sharks will scare off other sharks for divers because they don't want the divers touching them, but they don't want other sharks to be touching the divers. They get a little bit jealous of other sharks, so you'll see like a lemon shark hanging out or swimming towards them, and hammerhead sharks will scare them off just so that they're the center of the diver's attention, which I think is really funny, because they don't want you to know that they're there, but they want you to know that they're there, if that makes sense, which is kind of cool. But you can share what you learned with the conservation websites with at least 3 people and try to commit to one action This should be to help protect our oceans, but there are many ways to help protect our hammerhead sharks and other marine life. We can all start by making more conscious decisions about the products we use, such as opting for reusable bags or even just paper bags that you can get at the grocery store. I know California no longer sells plastic bags at grocery stores, which is very, very helpful in helping conserve our ocean to make sure that it's happy and healthy, because we have dropped the ball on that a little bit. But also using reusable water bottles and avoiding single-use plastic materials like plastic baggies can significantly help reduce the amount of trash that ends up in our oceans. But when it comes to food, choosing seafood that is caught using sustainable methods help prevent overfishing, which is a major threat to many marine populations, including sharks, thanks to the food web. You can often find guides or apps that help you identify sustainable seafood options at restaurants and the grocery store that is completely free. But in summary, we've explored the unique adaptations of a hammerhead shark, such as their cephalofoil that enhances their vision and sensory perception, and we've talked about their fascinating non-vocal communication methods. We've also focused on hammerhead sharks and how spectacular they are, along with what we can do to help make sure that they survive and they thrive, because that's important as well. But from their distinctive cephalofoil to their virtual roles as ocean predators, hammerhead sharks are a testament to evolutionary marvel. Protecting their future is not just about saving the species, but about letting them live and letting them thrive and help balance our marine ecosystem. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.